Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 18 coming soon. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So I just watched Ma. It stars Octavia Spencer, Juliette Lewis, Luke Evans, Missy Pyle, Diana Silvers, McKaylee Miller, Dante Brown, Corey Fogelmanis, and like there's other kid actors, there's other teenage actors in this movie that I'm just blanking on. Like I was never gonna remember their names, but I mean that's not to slight them because they were good in this movie. It's directed by Tate Taylor. He directed The Help and Get On Up. I think Octavia Spencer was in both of those, and most recently he directed The Girl on the Train, and Luke Evans was in that. Now that I think about it. If you want to get a shout out in my review of either X-Men or The Secret Life of Pets, man, stay tuned to the end of the video to figure out how you can do that. So, how do I summarize this movie without spoiling anything? You got a group of teenagers. Diana Silvers just moved back to her mom's hometown. Her mom is Juliette Lewis. And she meets some friends. She makes some friends right off the bat. And they meet Octavia Spencer, who supplies them with things that cops might confiscate. And she gives them somewhere to party. And that like weird things are happening. Once the kids tell her, like, sorry, we can't party tonight, she goes off the rails a little bit. The reasons I wanted to see this movie are twofold. I thought the trailers were good, and I feel like this is a movie, like I was telling my guy the other day, like I think this is a movie that Octavia Spencer would never do. She did, and she's the most entertaining part of this movie. Because, like, once she hears something that she doesn't want to, she flips the switch. She goes from partying, trying to, like, relive her youth, to oh y'all don't have time for me no more. Okay, that's what's up. And she, like, it escalates. Like the movie just escalates to a point where like all hell breaks loose in the third act. There's backstory. That's all I'll say, because anything I say about the backstory would be spoiling it. But my biggest complaint about this movie is that if you've seen the trailers, you've basically seen the movie. Like I've seen the trailers. That's what, like I said, I thought the trailers were dope. But based on seeing the trailers, and like my man, old man Lawrence, if you watch Rec League, you know this dude. He avoids trailers at all costs, and this is why. Because you've seen the trailers, you go to the movie, you can say beat by beat by beat. Okay, this will happen. This hasn't happened yet. It'll happen here, and you'll most likely be right. But it's not a bad movie. The trailers could have been a little more secretive. And like Blumhouse, like everything behind me right now is Blumhouse. They haven't disappointed me over the past couple years, and that's really like the Purge movies included. You set your standard for what you're going to watch, and I set my standard for this a little too high. Like it's fine. Like I said, had the trailers been a little more secretive, not revealed everything, I would have liked this a lot more. Octavia Spencer gives a dope performance. I felt like all the kids had good chemistry. Like they really came off like they were really friends. The only one of them I recognize is Dante Brown, who was in the Lethal Weapon TV series. But the rest of them, I feel like the rest of them will pop up in a lot more movies here soon. So with all that being said, man, in my opinion, I will say that Ma is almost dope. Have you seen Ma? What'd you think about it, man? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. What's your favorite recent Blumhouse release? I guess over the past 3 or 4 years. And that's not even restricted to what I got posted on the wall right now, man. If you want that shout out in my review of either X-Men or Secret Life of Pets, within $2 million, higher or lower, man, how much will Godzilla make opening weekend? Be the first, be the closest. Get your guesses in by noon Central Time Sunday, and you get shouted. I've recently posted Godzilla review, Rocketman review, Aladdin, Brightburn, John Wick, Longshot, Pikachu, The Hustle, Avengers, spoiler and non-spoiler. Check those out, man. Next weekend, like I said, X-Men, Secret Life of Pets. The weekend after, Shaft and Men in Black. Rec League Podcast episode 18 on the way, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me? Watch these credits. Peace.